This has a Last Will and Testament vibe now. No. It's because when I see them on the web and I see them do it, the way that they react is so alien. I don't understand why they're reacting with such strength. I understand that it's unpleasant or strange, but I don't understand why.
I think you need a little bit more in there.
I don't understand why do they lose control of their bodies? Is everybody ready?
Yes.
Yep.
History.
Oh my god.
He's so stoic.
Can we speak?
Watching a second stick by on your phone
I
is so
know.
painful.
Listen, Chris and I walked a long way.
In the rain.
Get
We
that
expected
cinema.
explosion.
No.
Hold on. How many seconds you got left?
I want to see him fucking puke.
It's
It's
been
raining.
3 minutes of filming, but I don't know how long.
Oh, I like that. I like where that's going.
Thus far, the focus has been incredible.
Are you crying? There's no shame in it. Come on.
This is actually the most
Let it out.
dignified version of this video.
Let it out. You held it for a long time.
Who's chewing?
Oh!
The noise!
Oh god!
What was that noise?
That came
It's
from
vomit.
deep
You know
inside.
that's what it is.
Is it
Still got
still
it,
in your
though.
mouth?
You got it, though.
Oh! Yeah, I think the fact that we couldn't finish that story.
Yeah. I don't think that there's people who really enjoyed them, and they're also sad that no more games came out. I mean, it isn't that for me it would have been a failure if it hadn't connected with people. But I'm saying just as a failure, if there are more games to come out, if a story is not complete and that part of the story does not come out, there is a failure at some point in this mechanism. Can we agree?
Yeah, I mean, that's what sucks is we've never not finished something.
But if we were ever going to do something like that again, it would have a very different shape. Like it would be put together in a completely different way.
My name is Robert Boyd. I am the designer, programmer of Zboyd Games. I started out making a couple of text-based games, and then afterwards I teamed up with Bill Sternberg to make an RPG called Breath of Death 7, The Beginning. And after that we made Cthulhu Saves the World, and now we're working on the new Penny Arcade game, On the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness 3.
I remember right after episode 2, I had pitched Mike and Jerry about the possibility of doing it completely like an 8-bit style game, and I was tasked to look into developers for that. But at the time, there just really, there wasn't really a specialist developer that worked on 8-bit, 16-bit era style games. So essentially, at that time, it was tabled. But then once Breath of Death and Cthulhu Saves the World came out, it was a no-brainer. Like, we contacted them immediately.
There's actually someone on the forums who had suggested that, and Zboyd apparently watched, they're members of that community, and when they saw it, then Robert contacted them through that channel.
It's exciting to be able to work on Penny Arcade. I've been a fan for, many years and part of the community and forums, and making a game for them and in that world is really exciting.
What's funny is that, that was more or less what we had envisioned to begin with, was something like a throwback, like a classic RPG, something that feels like an artifact. It can't be mired in that, but it has, I love the callbacks to that era. I think those are pretty powerful for people who grew up playing games.
I think it's commonly attributed to Sid Meier about how a game is a series of interesting thoughts. but most of the RPGs I were seeing were interesting thoughts every hour or every 2 hours. With our games, I really wanted to pick up the pace and give the player more interesting thoughts more frequently, showing that RPGs can be fun and fast-paced, even if they're still turn-based and traditional.
Hello?
Robert,
Hi.
how are you?
Good.
So I've got several things to talk about. Do you have anything you want to address right off the bat or anything?
The first thing is just meeting with Jerry sometime and getting detailed information about all the story and plot points.
Exactly, and that is my next to-do item is we need to schedule a time that you and Jerry can hash out all those plot points.
Jeff Kales at Penny Arcade is basically our producer. We talk about how it's going and they tell us if there's any news or any changes they want us to make.
My job is to make sure they're on task, make sure everyone who needs information has whatever information they need. It's more coordinating and less driving creative. I'm just trying to help facilitate it so everyone can do the job to the best of their ability.
We have an outline, obviously, in the form of the story, and then we have a gameplay outline that is different from the story, because the story sort of moves chapter to chapter. The story that is on the site is only the most important things that happen, and there's a lot of things that are still interesting that occur in and around that.
I am more focused on the key gameplay element of the game, which is the battles, right? RPGs are all around the battles. That battle needs to be as much fun the 400th time you're fighting a bad guy as it is the first time.
We hope that we can really convey this Penny Arcade world that they came up with, and Jerry's, all of his ideas and nuances to his world, and I think we're able to do that with our 16-bit style, and I think it meshes pretty well.
We know that we want a good game, first and foremost. And we know that Breath of Death is great. We know that Cthulhu Saves the World is great. We know that Z-Boyd and the team over there will be able to translate the Penny Arcade universe and the Penny Arcade story into this great game.
I think people are gonna really freak out about the style.
They're pretty cute.
The sprites look great, yeah. Is it supposed to be shown at PAX East in some capacity?
We're gonna have a booth.
Playable or?
It will be, it will have that first section, that Pelican Bay.
Tutorial.
All the tutorial stuff will be there.
Wow.
Yeah, I better finish.
Yeah, once they get all the different animations in and the sound effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm excited.
It has to have that awful jit jot sound effect for stairs. Make sure the jit jot's in. That's my contribution.
That's your contribution. I'll make that note. So after all these months of prep, we are actually at PAX showing the game to the public for the first time. The response has been great. All that hard work is finally paying off.
It looks great. I'm really excited.
This really has that feel like so retro. I really love it.
So gratifying to see that people still liked it and they were still interested and curious about it. Like it wasn't just something that it wasn't just something that I was doing, by myself, alone in the middle of the night, thinking about it. Like it's something that other people were thinking about too.
Thank you for coming to Penny Arcade's On the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness 3 panel. I just want the fans that have been so patient and hoping for another chapter to be happy with it.
I have one small Jerry story, and
What?
yeah, just one.
Oh man.
We added. There's a new character in this game that was not introduced in the first two or in the online written version.
True.
She has a slight wry smile, And so I drew it, and I'm like, that looks pretty good.
That looks pretty wry.
Yeah, I think that's a wry expression. So I sent it over, and Jerry said, can you make it more, harden the line, make it wry, and giving me these emotional descriptions. And I did it. Wow, okay. I'm tweaking like 5 pixels. So
You need to reach up and put the rye filter on.
yeah. So I tried again, and I got a similar email back. So I said, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw 16 iterations of this smile in a grid and let him pick out of the 16. And so
All right, we'll have paid DLC where you can unlock the other grins.
portrait.
I think that's the only time DLC has been applauded.
Thank you so much for coming out to the panel. I hope you guys get a chance to play the demo on the floor. Have a great PAX.
I want to release a game that has the right callbacks and has a nostalgia aspect. I'd like to deliver something on that front.
We're excited, and from what we've seen, we're pretty happy.
Thank you.